Children are the first and foremost greatest gift that God has given us. As educators, we need to understand where they're coming from and what they come from as in their cultures. John Dewey was a progressivism. He was a philosopher, educator, and an innovator. He stated that what is more important, the interest of a child or knowledge of subject for which the real world is in? I believe that the subject of teaching our children started back in 1607 in Jamestown. Settlers came and opened up the first school where they taught children how to read, write, and do basic math and religion, which then they thought to use as a guideline to go and teach the Native Americans their English ways. Basically, back in the colonial times when schools were started, it was for the rich and for the boys, not for the women. The women got married at 14, had children, so the men were the only ones being taught at the time, and it was white men. Today, our school systems have 53.7% Caucasians, 18.9% Hispanics, 17.6% Native Americans, 15.5% blacks, and the other 7% are Asian, Native American, from Hawaii, Puerto Rico. So we need to, as educators, learn to teach our children everything. And that's where John Dewey comes in. He wanted to teach children real world problems. So he decided that he would open a school in Chicago for his own children, where he took each child individually and asked them what they wanted to learn, who they wanted to learn about, and why they wanted to learn it. And that, in its own sense, makes it a democratic society. He also chose to not work out of a traditional textbook and to continue to make sure that he was on top of everyday news, social news, every day. He read the paper to his children. He made sure that they knew what current events were. And in history, we need to know our current events, but we also need to know our past. And in order to teach children today in the cultural diversity that we have, we need to know all cultures. We need to know all religions. We need to know how to speak, what to celebrate in our classrooms. We celebrate in our classrooms Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving when I was growing up. Now we need to have a fall festival, a winter ball, a spring dance. We need to have different ways in order to teach our children, because there's so many different cultures in our classrooms today. As we begin our journey as teachers, I would like to read from Scripture, from the first letter of Paul to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 5. Whereas the object and purpose of instruction and charge is love, which springs from a pure heart and a good, clear conscience and sincere faith. Let your speech at all times be gracious and seasoned with salt, to know how you ought to answer to anyone who puts a question to you. God sees no class, but in schools we have class, upperclassmen, lowerclassmen, middleclassmen. In life we have upper class, middle class, and lower class. God sees us all as equals. So we can come together as educators and teach our children that we are equal in God's eyes and society. We have conquered what we were put here to do, and that was to enrich our children's lives, teach them, and always, always, always take care in what you say and do each and every day. Thank you.